We'll see though. Life would, if there's anyone.
Yeah.
It would be him, but it's not going to be the case.
Not going to do it.
As this is a very nice cohesive color scheme on Humble Life, which I do appreciate. So first All-Pro, but at least 3 of those were very deserved, right? Looking at, I think most notably Kiin and Bdd, but even Lehends to me makes complete
control.
And
then straight up into the LCK and did have...
He has aiming played with Life, but
the Renekton, and that is terrifying.
Although Bdd does have his ultimate available.
Yeah, he is just going to walk on over. There's the call of the Forge. Got a lot of long-range power here as the Rite of the Arcane. Oh my goodness, almost takes him down. There's the flash for the stun. And Kingen is going to be able to get over the wall, but he's still dead. That is an Arcano Pulse. Objectives going over the Humble Life esports. Yeah, Lehends is going to come in as Life just takes a Rite of the Arcane, actually predicting the flash, but there's the Heartbreaker. Grizzly now in trouble, but he does just say nope. And it is going to mean a reset is the teleport from the Ornn, so he will arrive about the same time as the Keeper's Verdict is going to send him away, and now the Crocodile's making his way forward. It is Poppy that locks down the Drake, and the Viego's already dead. It's a decent quickness for Lehends as they get all the knockups, and now it's Aiming's turn to pop off. Kingen is trying to take control of this fight, and Aiming's in melee range, but Lehends is there for the CC. Viper's in trouble as well, as Kiin should have a Bellows Breath available. Not going to find the Arcano Pulse, but I think he's still going to have to flash, and there it is. Kiin and Bdd.
But the way they turned around, again, look at the amount of damage that is going to end up being done here by Bdd in particular, as Kiin gets out of the way, but again, look at Bdd. Look how much damage he already does here. Life and Grizzly both very low. Then Lehends starts setting up, and then the combo of Rite of the Arcane. And if they can cancel Bdd there, then maybe they can win the fight. But instead, it ends up being spread out. You have Kingen trying to get on top of Azeri, which if he, had flash and there was no recon there, maybe that works, but it doesn't actually.
And not going to be involved, and then they're out of threats. You've got a bit of an engage here. KT have just found Grizzly. We'll see whether he can get out of here. There's the Blast Cone, but the Ram just mows him down. And Kiin going to be able to lock...
in the LCK.
Is Aiming ganking Kingen here? He's going to try and teleport away from Azeri. It's going to work, okay. That's a very scared Renekton. As he's in the back of the... What? And
they don't know!
They had no idea! Wait, surely they could have seen that one. Why did the absurd situation? Just based on the very nature of how the two champions are supposed to function.
Grizzly gets picked off. That's definitely rough as... Oh, the Kiin TP.
Man, this could be a pretty dangerous Ornn, and in it comes. He gets the knock up there, is just not able to walk it out. His life a little too slow on this Leona. And it's not over yet. Right of the Arcane, the DDR. Viper's trying to play it, but has to flash to get out of the way of the grand entrance. But here into the back line, it's the Heartbreaker for Cuzz as he dives forward. Zeka has to flash the wall, but now it's cleanup time. You ain't getting away from this Zeri, as there is a whole bunch of kills going over to Cuzz here. Picks one up in the form of Zeka.
Through the early game, right? Getting Bdd ahead, getting Cuzz, and then finding 1 or 2 big fights where Aiming picks up some gold. And from that point on, I don't think Humble Life have a whole lot to say. In the moment you start falling behind, even though on paper this looks like a good teamfight comp, it's just so over. The long-range engage of this composition, the chase potential with a Zerafilt, Zeri, Rakan, and then the hard engage that's provided by the rest of the team is basically impossible to deal with.
It's also just one of the best snowball comps that you can ever make, ever. Like, if Xerath is behind, he does nothing. If Xerath is ahead, he has a billion buttons that do a trillion damage. That I want to share. As Kingen could be in trouble once again, because Aiming just loves ganking the Crocodile. The Dominus comes down, and Kingen's just going to have to try and walk it off. Yeah, Aiming's spacing's pretty nice. Zeka is going to come in. Aiming just says pop, and even Kiin able to find a knock-up.
Working out exceptionally well, right?
Yeah.
As he'll marry it. Why not?
On top of a control ward, and they're not even gonna remove it. Bdd not gonna be teleporting into that pit though, as here's the Ornn. Life gonna be taken down, trying to keep them busy if he can. It is gonna be the Baron secured by Humble Life Esports, but is it? Baron for Nexus, they're trying to get themselves out, and they're hoofing it.
The heist!
They managed to get out, thanks to the Cloud Rift in part, but they are gonna be able to delay this game a little longer.
Can Zeka make it home? Ooh, I think... Oh, Aiming.
Oh, he does find the extendo beam. Does manage to skate his way out, but now he doesn't have any mobility. Decent DDR, but the last shot's going to get in there thanks to the buffs to the Xerath ultimate. And KT should be able to now push through. And even though we say that...
And to what? I don't think it gets a lot better. As we do see Life gives his life here just to make sure that Cuzz doesn't make it to the pit. Nicely done. And obviously that means that Grizzly can get the smite in. I think it went down relatively low nonetheless, so comboing not super clean there. But then here, crucially, we don't actually see Zeka, I think, stay with the rest of his team.
He's just painting. He's got his Wacom tablet out. And yeah, Zumba instructor Xerath, that's what we need. We are going to see this turret getting taken down extraordinarily low. The Baron is, I mean, it's up to was almost up to a positive power play, but that is going to be an inhibitor going down. And like we were talking about, there's not a lot of control. Emperor's Divide is just going to be dodged here by Cuzz, who presses an R button to go untargetable. That's going to work out for him. Kingen is...
Yes, Baron buff.
Yeah, he's doing some Baron pushing, as this inhibitor turret could be in trouble. So, they do break open the base in 2 spots, but Kingen might be able to get himself. He does. Gets an inhibitor turret. There we go. Not going to grab the inhib. But
don't do it live. Don't do it live.
Oh dear. He is Leona. Gets to press W, but look at how many friends are here as well, because there is a Xerath with Ride of the Arcane available. And that means that you are fighting way more than just Lehends and Aiming, who are just going to take away this inhib. Absolutely in favor of KT here as Zeka finds himself in front of Cuzz, who is just very happy with this whole situation. And look at this. Yeah, it's just a gank by Bdd from 1 billion miles away.
18 pages in the book.
Yeah.
Level 16.
Oh, dear.
Can't go to a side lane. Can't be done.
This is definitely at least a chapter book now.
Man, Viper only died once this game. That's about as good as it gets. 15-1 here in game 1.
Well, Keeper's Verdict going to come through. That is going to evict the bottom lane. They could just make their way around, and it is... And it's looking very dire. So the last turret of the inhibitor variety is going to be taken down here towards the top side. Potential team fight could break out as Cuzz goes pretty deep into that backline. The explosion of damage from Aiming as he presses the R button, and so does Bdd. Viper not going to dance his way out of that one. Aiming collects another one of these kills, and it is just clean up. Aiming just walking under Nexus turrets. The Arcano pulls for the triple. Bdd just demonstrating that, by the way, the POG is mine, if you guys forgot. We didn't forget Bdd. It's totally okay. We are terrified of what you're doing on this champion. And Kingen, he wants out. He wants into game number 2 ASAP and wants to forget this as soon as possible. KT returning to some form here in game number 1.
And yeah, give him the zoom in. Give it to him.
I mean, this is the guy that wasn't even playing poorly in their last series, right?
Oh, no.
Against T1, Bdd was absolutely fine, and he's like, oh, coach, you need me to step up? All right, I'll step up even more. Don't you worry.
And the individual play of Bdd, pristine. Obviously doing an exceptional job and actually utilizing his ultimate as soon as possible.
Yeah.
As soon as that proxy on top side came through to aggressively pressure the enemy Renekton, put him behind, and once you start falling behind as Renekton in a matchup versus Ornn, it's super over. But even more impressive to me, and something that I don't know if Humble Life are going to be able to figure out in this series, is the way that the mid-game macro played out. Because KT was able to push turrets on both sides of the map.
Oh.
And this wasn't even when they were like at a point in time in the game where the lead was complete.